Diving into the powerhouses, both Honda and BMW power their bikes with inline-4 engines, featuring a conventional flat plane with 180-degree firing interval and a similar engine size. However, Honda opts for a more over-square engine with a larger bore size derived from their MotoGP racing machine, the RC213V. For the valve train, both bikes feature double overhead cams, with 4 valves per cylinder. The CBR employs Honda's patented semi-cam gear train system, so instead of being driven directly from the crank, the cam chain is now driven by an idle gear located above the crank, resulting in a shorter, lighter, and more durable cam chain, which helps the engine rev higher while also making it more compact. On the other hand, BMW implemented their shift cam system, which offers variable cam duration and cam lift at different revs, giving it a wider spread of power and torque across the rev range. The compression ratio is pretty much the same for both bikes. They both have a 6-speed wet multiplate clutch with assist and slipper for transferring power to the rear wheel. Then when it comes to fuel capacity, they've got the same 16.5-liter tank size. And as for consumption, the Honda tends to gulp down a bit more fuel compared to the BMW. Both the Blade and the BMW are homologation special for the World's Superbike Championship, where Honda hasn't performed particularly well. And as a race-oriented bike, both get special treatment and tweaks to support their high-performance high-revving engines. The CBR features titanium connecting rods, forged aluminum pistons, and finger-follower rocker arms. The cams also receive a diamond-like carbon coating to reduce friction. Meanwhile, the M1000 RR gets a 2-ring piston setup instead of 3, which reduces weight and friction. It also features forged pistons, finger-follower rocker arms, titanium valves, and titanium conrads. Additionally, both bikes also come equipped with a titanium exhaust system supplied by Aquapovic as standard. Moving on to power output, horsepower-wise, the CBR makes 217 horsepower at the crank, 5 more than the M1000 RR. Then in terms of torque, they pretty much generate the same amount, though the CBR has a slightly lower peak RPM. As for weight, the M1000 RR that basically draped in carbon fiber weighs 193 kilograms, 8 kilos lighter than the CBR. Now in terms of horsepower to weight ratio, although the BMW produces less horsepower, its weight advantage is enough to take the win, though by only a very small margin. Honda offers the Fireblade SP in their signature Grand Prix Red. And they also have a limited 300-unit carbon edition that boasts a carbon front mudguard, belly pan, mid-fairing, winglets, fuel tank cover, and rear mudguard, cutting the overall weight by 1 kilogram. For the M1000 RR, you've got 2 color options, Basic Light White and Black Storm Metallic, which is exclusive to the M Performance package. When it comes to electronics, these race-ready bikes boasting over 200 horsepower are equipped with advanced rider aids such as cornering ABS, IMU, ride-by-wire throttle with multiple riding modes, traction control, wheelie control, engine brake control, launch control, and a bidirectional quickshifter. Despite being primarily designed for racing, BMW includes some creature comforts for the M1000 RR, such as hill start control, cruise control, and heated grips. Moreover, it includes a track-specific feature, like the pit lane limiter, which the CBR lacks. On the other hand, a feature the CBR has that the M doesn't is a keyless system, which was implemented because the CBR's air intake system is so big and complex that they had to get rid of the key ignition. Additionally, the M also doesn't have slide control. As for the chassis, the Fireblade has an aluminum perimeter frame, while BMW uses what they call a bridge frame, which is basically a perimeter frame that integrates the engine as a load-bearing part. For the front suspension, the CBR uses the latest third-generation Öhlins MPX electronically adjustable semi-active fork, offering finer adjustments than before. On the other hand, the M1000 RR features a mechanically adjustable Marzocchi suspension with no semi-active or electronic adjustment features. The same applies to the rear. The CBR's Öhlins semi-active fork is paired with an Öhlins semi-active TTX36 shock, while the M1000 RR's non-electronic Marzocchi fork is matched with a mechanically adjustable Marzocchi shock. For stopping power, the CBR relies on top-of-the-line Brembo Stylema R 4-piston radial calipers that grip 330mm discs, while the BMW uses Nissan calipers branded with the M logo. which are said to be developed from their racing experiences in the World Superbike Championship. Both bikes share the same tire size, and their wheelbases are almost identical, with just a 2 mm difference. The same goes for seat height, with just a couple of millimeters difference between them. As for riding position, both bikes have a very aggressive ergonomics with low handlebars and high foot pegs. However, some riders report that the CBR feels a bit more cramped, especially for taller riders, while the M1000 RR is much roomier. Then when it comes to price, we don't know the availability or US pricing yet, but in the UK, the CBR costs £23,499, which is much cheaper than the BMW at over £30,000. So for a quick recap, in terms of power output, the difference isn't much. The CBR's horsepower peaks just a bit higher than the BMW's, while the BMW, equipped with variable timing, should have a wider power band. Weight-wise, the M1000 RR, all decked out in carbon fiber, including the wheels, is lighter, but in the end, even though the CBR's got more power, it's a tad heavier, so it loses out on the power-to-weight ratio, though the gap is tiny. Feature-wise, the BMW wins this round, not only offering sophisticated riding aids for track purposes, but also creature comforts for road riding, such as heated grips, cruise control, and hill start control as standard. Chassis-wise, the CBR is equipped with fancy O-rings, semi-active fork, and shock, while the BMW only gets mechanically adjustable suspension. Then as for ergonomics, the BMW takes the win with a tall windscreen and bulkier fairing that offer more wind protection, and on top of that, the riding position is also more comfortable and roomier.